Where are we headed to, driver?
No man's land.
Oh, okay, they're going then. We got a damn good show for you tonight. What do you say, Jane?
Yeah, we got a damn good show. Let's get her done.
All right. Good day, YouTubers. This whole video is going to be a little bit of a mishmash of stuff here. I got at least a couple things going on. I had a request to do like a demonstration on blown bottles and versus machine-made bottles, so we're going to do that. And I got something else here I want to do as well. We got a couple little stamps here on this piece of paper. This piece of paper is dated September 12th, 1921. A couple real old stamps on there, weights and measures, $1 stamps. I'm going to cut these out. I'm going to soak them in this water, and supposedly they're going to separate from the paper. Now this is just an experiment slash demonstration, so may work, may not. We're about to find out. Hang tight. We'll be right back up here in a second. Okay, before we get cutting, folks, don't forget, get yourself a drink. You may need it. There's the dinner bell. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut these off for starters. I might as well cut that right up there like that too. I'm going to put them face down in the water. Why don't I cut that piece off too? There. Alright, so that's what we got. Two $1 stamps, weights and measures, with the date there, 1897? 1897 series. But we know from the date on the paper that it's 1921. So let's put those in there. I don't know if I should. Yeah, we'll soak it right down like that. All right, I'm going to take this off the table and set it to the side, and we'll check in on it intermittently. Hang tight.
A few moments later.
Okay, so next up, regarding mold seams and dating. I've showed this before, and I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with this image. It's been circulating around the community for long before I ever got into bottle digging, which, by the way, I got into just on my own accord. Nobody showed me anything personally or told me anything or taught me anything. It's all been self-taught through books and watching YouTube videos and checking things online. Anyways, back to the subject. Here is the diagram. A lot of people getting into bottles will see this, and they'll start trying to date their bottles based on this image, which is a complete fabrication. Don't pay any attention to this. It doesn't mean anything. It's false. It's fake news. Fake news. According to this, and look, this says bottle facts. According to this, if the seam ends at the shoulder here, or just above the shoulder, the bottle is before 1860. Look, seam extend to just over the shoulders. Well, my experience is most blown in a mold bottle with tooled lips, the seam ends just above the shoulders anyways. That one does. This one does. Most of them do. Some of them extend up the neck there a little further, but that gets into a whole nother subject of, well, how long the neck is, right? Originally, before that neck was tooled, the seam would have went right up to the top, and then they put the tool on it and it smudges out the seam. So depending on how long the neck is, right? If anything, the length of the seam up the neck says more about the type of tool being used to shape the neck. I mean, obviously, the seam's not going to be up the neck quite as far on this one because it's got a shorter neck on it. Okay? Does that make sense? Ding dong. Cheers, folks. Now, the next issue. If the seam goes right to the top of the bottle, that means it's machine made. That is just a rule of thumb. It's a good rule. However, there are blown bottles that the seam goes to the top. This being one of them. Seam goes right up to the top, but this is a blown bottle with a ground lip. See how rough that is? And there's also shear tops. It'd be snapped off and the seam would go right up to the top. Well, this has gone to the top. This is a ground top, and then it's been ground down. That's why it's all rough. So it gives the appearance that, you know, the seam's right up to the top, which it is. But had a tool been used to form that, then that seam only would have went up, you know, above the shoulder. So this is an exception to the rule. It's a ground lip. See how rough it is? And it's a screw top. And it's blown, and the seam goes up to the top. It's not machine made, even though it's screw top. This one is machine made, and the seam goes right up to the top, see? But it's got a nice smooth lip on it. This one is an automatic bottling machine. And look, it's got the date registered 1938, so it's likely a 1940s bottle. And we know the chances of that being blown in the 1940s are pretty slim. Okay, hold on a second here, folks. Let's bring this back here. It's been a few minutes. Flip that over. Alright, there they are. And there they separate. Yes, they are separating from the paper. Look at that. This is the first time I've done this, folks, so I had no idea if it was going to work or not. And it appears that it is working. Awesome. Wow. Awesome. Okay, now the next step is to take these, and I'm going to set them upside down on a towel or something here and let them dry, let them air dry. Okay? Hang tight, I'll get you right back up on. Okay, so the next thing that might be somewhat of a concern or issue for people that are new to the hobby might be just your general cork top bottle. Like liquor bottles are still made with cork tops, right? Even today. Now, this is a machine made cork top. You can see the seam right there and one there, so the seam goes right up to the top of the bottle, like all machine-made bottles do. Well, this one's probably dated from the, I don't know, maybe late 1920s or 30s. I know the site that it came from, so that's probably a good guess, so I know the age of the site. All right, so most people prefer a cork top over a screw top. I used to have like I think it was a 4-rule saying that I go by for the quality of the bottle that I dug up. Just something I made up on my own. It had to be, you know, you want it colored, you want it blown, you want it embossed, and you wanted a cork top. So if you had all 4 of those, that was basically like a 100% win for you. If you had 2 of them, you know, maybe it's cork top and maybe it's embossed, but it's got no color and it's not blown. You know, you just got a 50-50 bottle. Anyways, that's the way I would sort of rate them. Something I completely made up on my own. But 4 characteristics. You want blown, you want color, you want embossed, and you want cork top. Okay? So I hope that helps. We'll have one more look at those stamps here in a second. Don't go anywhere. Unless you're going somewhere to fill up your drink. which I'm about to do. Okay, viewers, I am back. I got a full drink, and here's those stamps. Or I guess I should say, here are those stamps. I don't want the vigilante grammar police coming after me here. Here are those two stamps, and they turned out pretty good. They got a $1 face value, and I'm no stamp collector or stamp expert by any means. I just happen to have these in my possession. But I would suspect you'd probably get $5 or $6 for them. Maybe somebody might give you. They're series 1897, I think I already pointed out. I just like the look of old stamps. Look at them things. If you look them up online, you see all kinds of neat looking old stamps. Weights and measures, $1. There you are, folks. I had some people wondering where Jane's been lately. Well, yesterday she had 2 of her wisdom teeth pulled out, so her mouth is still pretty sore. She hasn't had anything to eat in 24 hours. And she has gone to the grocery store to see what she can round up for soft food to eat. All right? And for me, well, I'm pretty much on a liquid diet here today, folks. So I think that's going to be it. Hope you've enjoyed. If you know anything about stamps or, you know, put that down in the comments below. If I missed anything about these bottles, like I say, somebody requested me to do something like this, so I've got, you know, there's amateurs that are watching the videos that want to know, and I'm sure they read the comments. So if anybody can add anything to it, feel free to add down in the comments. I don't mind one bit. Over and out, folks. Have a great day. See you all in the next one. Okay, viewers, I'm at the real old dangerous honey hole I got going here, and it still hasn't collapsed. But today, I brought a tape measure. I'm just gonna measure it today, so I got a good idea. I know I've mentioned in the past how deep it is, and just in case anybody was wondering if I was exaggerating or not. All right, it's at the back wall there now. Let's head back out. All right, so there we are. 15-foot mark right there. It would have been probably about 16 originally, but I caved some of the top of it down here, the overburden. So it's safe to say it's 14 feet deep for sure. Wow. And it still hasn't collapsed. Amazing. Where are we headed to, driver?
No man's land.
Oh, okay, they're going then.